But, you know, get the stuff out there. Do not wait for somebody to hire you, ask you, tell you. You figure out what you want to do, and you go learn the skills that you need, tap into all the resources you've got in this community. There are people in this room who are probably really good filmmakers. Here's one over here who can teach you. Go Travis, who can teach you the filmmaking aspect. There are photographers over there who can learn the photography aspect. We've got Miss Jameson over here who can teach you all the bits about writing. And if they're not around, you go find it in a book or online. You know, with Google you can learn anything. But do not wait for other people. You just go for it. That's, I think, the key to life is do not wait. Just go for it. I started to panic because my plane was leaving in 20 minutes. And I looked around, and there was this very tall, wonderful, elegant Indian gentleman who looked at me like, okay, what's wrong with you? And I looked up and I said, you know, I feel I'm very lost, but I'm trying to have faith that I'm going to find my destination. He smiled at me. He said, you know, in India, faith is very important to us. He said, I'm going to show you. And for the next 15 minutes, Captain Sharma took me through the halls of Heathrow Airport and led me to my destination with about a minute to spare. I got on the plane. I may never see Captain Sharma again, but that encounter will remain with me forever.
But I think it's communication. That's what Kathy does better than anyone I've ever known, is communicating. We learn more from you. It's true. And I think you should look at everyone that, no matter if they're 100 years old or 5 years old, you're going to learn from them, take from them. That's what fills your tank, so you can give out. That's all you're trying to do, is reach someone else. Journalism is probably something that every student should take, because I think the journalists of this country in the last few years have let the nation and the world down. They have been co-opted by the political system. They are absolutely no longer free and spontaneous. Spontaneity is an amazing thing. Journalists should be allowed to make mistakes. You should be able to say the wrong thing. You should not be politically correct. If you're going to be politically correct, then go up to Austin and join the ranks of the unforgiven, the liars, the cheats, and the scoundrels. The journalists are supposed to call to attention the liars and cheats and scoundrels. You're supposed to say that this is not necessarily black or white. You're supposed to give people that option of really seeing it the way you see it through your eyes, through your investigations. So you should be journalists, even if it's one class. But literally, express yourself and expose yourself to the world. That's the best thing you can do, is to elicit, criticism. One from your peer group, and from someone outside the group. Write, draw, show, but don't hold it unto yourself. Don't keep it in a little ball. I always tell my people in my office, you can have the best bloody idea in the world, and it can be in your mind. But if you cannot communicate it, in my business, it's in architecture and design, you have to express it in a tangible form. You have to draw it, you have to illustrate it on a computer, you have to model it. Because if you can't get someone to buy the idea, whatever your idea is, if you can't convey it so that they will understand it, so they will accept it, it rots in your mind. And then you have to be able to detail it enough. Like in journalism, you have to be able to fill it out enough so they truly understand it and grow from it. Your audience has to grow from it. And that's the reason I would assume for this class, to help you take an idea and form it and make it compelling enough that you've sold someone on that idea so that you've gotten your point across. That's a huge thing. Huge thing. If you learn one thing in school, it should be how to express yourself. And it could be in many ways.
It's sort of taking the initiative and just figuring out what needs to be done, and then go and do it. Do not wait. Start a group of friends who can create, a core, a matrix, and then you work out from there. But figure out what you want to do, or you link in with an existing group in school. There are probably wonderful volunteer organizations in school that you can link into, and then make it happen.
I know we're nearly out of time, and I just want to say that view your lives as works of art. They're going to be messy sometimes. The paint will run, things will go wrong, but they are a work of art, and they're the only work of art you're really going to create. As well as that, I would say view your life as a safari. as an incredible adventure into the unknown. And the stuff that goes wrong is the stuff that's going to teach you the lessons and the stuff you're going to remember. I would ask you to choose your team with care, as Dan said. I forgot to bring these along, but the book is called The Journey is the Destination. There's another one called The Art of Life. And in it, Dan gives messages to all of us about safari as a way of life. He says, energy, sincerity, clarity of vision, creativity. Mission statement for safari as a way of life. To explore the unknown and the familiar, the distant and near, and to record in detail with the eyes of a child any beauty of the flesh or otherwise, horror, irony, traces of utopia or hell. Select your team with care, and when in doubt, take on new crew. Now, lest you think that he's being all too serious, there's a lot of other messages written in the margin here. I'm going to spend 1 second reading you some of the ones I like best. He said, in the margins, he said, look for solutions, not problems. There is little difference between exploring and being lost. It is foolish and hazardous not to dance in Africa. And finally, the most important part of vehicle maintenance is clean windows. So if you're broken down, you'll enjoy the beauty of the view. Today, I'd like you to imagine your safari, your life as an adventure in the unknown. Make it a wonderful place, the place of your dreams. And in conclusion, I would ask you to remember the words of the Cat Stevens songs, "You're only dancing on this earth for a short time." And I said it in the film, and I'm going to say it again to you people because it can't be said enough. You may only dance a short time on this earth, and you choose your dance. You dance it loudly, you dance it proudly, you dance it with incredible courage and creativity and joy. And most of all, you dance your dance with love. I thank you so much. Safari Njema and Kwaheri Yakonana, which means travel safely and goodbye until we meet.